Today I'm reviewing, or rather recommending, Nosferatu the Vampyre from 1979, directed by Werner Herzog. Before I get into the reviews, I haven't been uploading as frequently. It's just because I've been working lots. I still have plans to make more videos. I got another weird Canadian kid show in the works. But yeah, thanks for watching, all of y'all. On to the review. I wanted to do this review purely because I was just having a random conversation about vampire movies with a buddy of mine, and we both started fawning over this film. And if you ask me up front, I think this movie is a masterpiece. There's something incredibly haunting about it. I think part of it is the visuals. It looks almost documentarian at times. Another part of it is the soundtrack and the score. The music is haunting as all hell. Like, it is a league above a lot of other horror movie soundtracks. The kind of gothic choir, I don't know how else to describe it, I'm not a music expert, but like the gothic choir is just so creepy and gets under your skin. This might sound weird, but the movie gives you a very peculiar feeling. I will say, and this isn't necessarily a critique because I think the pacing of this movie complements the feeling that the movie is trying to give you. The movie is a little slow, but I think that the slow pace really helps build this feeling of sickness. The movie is a very close remake at times to the original Nosferatu from the 20s, directed by F.W. Murnau, but at times it gets drastically different and frankly darker. In this film, there's moments where you start to feel sick and ill because the situation feels so hopeless and feels like it's gotten so out of control, and it feels like the bad guy has won. I won't spoil the ending, but the last 20 minutes of this movie are brutal. And not brutal like Hellraiser brutal, where you're seeing shocking visuals. It's just the emotional toll that the characters and you as the viewer have taken by this point is, in my opinion, unparalleled to a lot of other horror films out there. But yeah, so I kind of a weird roundabout way, I apologize, but of saying that I think that the pacing really helps with that sickening feeling you feel towards the end, because you're just wanting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're just wanting to see a positive resolution, and you want to see these characters get out of the shit they're in. And so the slow pace is like nails going down your back slowly, like not even nails on a chalkboard, like that sucks too, but like it's like you're being scratched slowly and you just are in so much pain. You're like, please just get this over with. I want to see a happy conclusion here. And I think it's masterfully done. I think that's an intentional feeling. That's a compliment. I'm not saying that the movie's slow, that you're sitting there going like, oh, can this hurry up and get moving? No, I mean like you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know how much more of this I can take. How much longer can I feel this shitty? And that's a good thing. It's not going to get you with jump scares. It's not that type of horror movie. This is more like a slow burn nightmare. Like I said, the visuals at times look almost documentarian, which I think helps you project yourself into the world that the characters are in. If you watch this movie and listen to it with like surround sound speakers and you just crank that volume, when you're engulfed in that soundtrack and score and those hymns and choir cries, again, I'm not a music guy, but when you're just engulfed in that, and then you're looking at these documentarian visuals, there's no world. There is the movie, and you're in it. It's a decent adaptation of Dracula. Not perfect, far from perfect, but as far as Dracula adaptations go, it does a better job adapting the source material than Billy the Kid versus Dracula. The makeup is insane. They do a really good job recreating the original Count Orlok Dracula from Nosferatu. And it's kind of off-putting, but I think that this adds to the nightmare feel, because you're watching it and you're looking at this vampire and you're going, anybody would look at this guy and be like, that's a vampire, I need to get the fuck out of here. But in nightmares, you don't really think like that, right? In nightmares, you know, you could be like, oh, hey dad, how's it going? And the guy you're talking to is not your dad. Or you could be like, that's fucking scary, but I can't run because I'm in the mud. You know, it's kind of that kind of feeling. So yeah, I love this movie. I have almost no complaints about it. Werner Herzog is a fucking film magician. In my conversation with my friend, we talked about how he and David Lynch are kind of in a league of their own. Not necessarily in terms of the movies they make are just better than everybody else's, but Just that David Lynch and Werner Herzog, I can't think of anybody to compare to the two of them, and they don't even compare to each other. It's just that their movies are so their own. So you're going to be treated to somebody's own vision. I love the setting. I like how it's kind of a fresh take on the setting of Dracula, whereas most Dracula films either depict it in like Gothic castle Transylvania or, you know, in a English setting. This movie has that decrepit castle, Carpathian Mountains type thing going for it, but then we go into more of like a, I want to say, Dutch or Belgian kind of setting. I think, I could be wrong about this, but I think the city they shot it in was in the Netherlands. But the setting gives it a bit of a unique feel because you're not kind of just seeing Victorian architecture straight out of England or London. So my rating for Nosferatu the Vampyre, I'm going to give it a chef's kiss out of 10. An elusive rating I don't give often, but it's that good. So thanks for watching. More videos coming soon.